49 crazy facts about Scary Movie without wasting your time, and in no particular order. Number 49. The movie was filmed under the title Scream If I Know What You Did Last Halloween, but they later decided to change it to a much shorter title, Scary Movie. Coincidentally, the first Scream movie was going to be titled this way. When Cindy answers the phone while taking a bath, Ghostface says,
"I still know what you did last Halloween."
which is similar to the original title the movie was going to have. Number 48. There are a few hidden jokes in the background throughout the movie. In the school parking lot, while Brenda and Cindy are talking about Buffy, signs with reserved parking spots for the principal, the vice principal, and the coroner can be seen. On Cindy's desk, there's a certificate of virginity referencing the stereotype of the heroines in horror films. Another joke is outside the police station, where a sign says that it was founded in the year 2017, even though the movie was released in the year 2000. In Miss Mann's office, you can see hands representing practices that do not belong in a school. A subtle joke is the name of the high school seen on the wall, Be a Corpse. A joke that was not included is that when they went to the pier to dispose of the fisherman's body, a sign could be seen that read, "No dead guy dumping." Number 47. Miss Mann was played by the bodybuilder Jane Trucca. An SS military uniform hangs in the corner of her office. This is a nod to the classic 1984 comedy Top Secret, since in one scene, the German government awards decorations to guests through their peculiar female Olympic team, which matches Miss Mann's physique. Number 46. One of the most remembered and imitated scenes by young people around the world was filmed at the last minute after previews had already begun.
What's up? What's up?
This scene was based on a popular 1999 Budweiser beer commercial titled True.
What's up? What's up?
Number 45. In the fight between Cindy and Ghostface, there are several references to famous action sequences from the 1999 film The Matrix. First, Cindy jumps and freezes in midair like Trinity at the beginning of the film. Then Cindy throws a decorative tray that is dodged by the killer, imitating Neo dodging bullets. She throws kicks in the air like Neo training against Morpheus. And finally, Cindy walks on the wall just like Trinity. Number 44. The story of the movie is mainly based on a combination of the plots from Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. While the teenagers are gathered around the water fountain, they recall the event that occurred a year earlier, parodying one of the main scenes from the film I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Where? Oh my God, we hit a boat!
Where's the foot?
Oh no.
Cindy mentions Jennifer Love Hewitt, the protagonist of that movie, but with her last name modified.
They'd probably cast some dingbat like Jennifer Love Huge Tits to play me.
Number 43. Shorty was played by Marlon Wayans, and although it may be hard to believe, this was not an entirely fictional character created by him. It was based on a real friend who smoked pot all the time and spoke in that manner.
Shorty was based on a real person, a dude I knew who was my barber, and he smoked a lot of weed, and I was just like, son, I'm gonna do you in a movie.
What would have been your last words to Drew?
Run, bitch! Run!
Number 42. This was the first major film in which Anna Faris appeared, playing Cindy Campbell. Although she originally auditioned for the role of Buffy, the director Keenan Ivory Wayans chose her as the protagonist after interviewing hundreds of candidates. Despite her lack of experience, she had a natural innocence that made her very funny. And the best part was that she didn't know she was funny. Since she was not a well-known actress, her image was not included in the promotional poster, even though she was going to be the protagonist. Number 41. Jenny McCarthy was offered the role of Drew Decker, but turned it down to appear in the movie Scream 3. Years later, she had a brief role in the film Scary Movie 3. Melissa Joan Hart also auditioned for this part, but did not get it because the producers considered she was not hot enough for the jokes included in the script. Eventually, Carmen Electra played Drew Decker. Her character's name is an alteration of the name of actress Drew Barrymore and the surname of the character Casey Becker. Number 40. In the English version, Drew mentions the film Kazam as one of her favorite horror movies.
Kazam, you know the one where Shaq plays a genie?
That's not a horror movie.
Well, you haven't seen Shaq act.
But since it was not as well known in other countries, it was changed to other films such as Spice World by the Spice Girls in the German version,
Oh, ich weiß, ich hab's. Spice World mit den Spice Girls.
and Space Jam starring Michael Jordan in the French version.
Oh, je sais, Space Jam avec Michael Jordan et Bugs Bunny.
Number 39. When Drew threatens the caller by saying that her boyfriend will arrive soon.
Now you better stop or else my boyfriend's gonna be here any minute, and he's black and he'll kick your ass.
It is a reference to the fact that around that time Carmen Electra had married and then quickly divorced the basketball player Dennis Rodman. He had an eccentric personality and often wore all kinds of clothing, makeup, and hairstyles, and even wore a wedding dress to promote his book. These details are mentioned to Drew over the phone.
You mean the one who wears makeup and dresses like a woman?
How'd you know?
Number 38. The joke of including a Prince lookalike was added because he was the one who discovered Carmen Electra and launched her career as a singer, model, and actress.
Oh, that's not my boyfriend. I mean, I've fucked him a couple of times, but that's it.
Inside Drew's house, there is an Easter egg. After getting scared by the sound of her doorbell, a poster of Scream can be seen very briefly on the wall. Number 37. While escaping from the killer in the garden, she poses in slow motion as a reference to her participation in the series Baywatch, of which she was a part during 1997 and 1998. Number 36. The names of Bobby Prince and Cindy Campbell are alterations of the names of the characters from Scream, Sidney, and Billy, while their surnames were taken from Neve Campbell and Freddie Prinze Jr., who starred in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 35. Jared Leto was offered the role of Bobby but turned it down because he preferred to star in the film Requiem for a Dream. The role went to John Abrahams. Number 34. After Bobby mentions The Exorcist, Cindy mentions two memorable moments that are seen in the classic 1973 horror film.
If this is about the time I puked green slime and masturbated with a crucifix, it was my first keg party, Bobby.
Number 33. While Cindy and Bobby are kissing in the bedroom, Paula Cole's song I Don't Wanna Wait plays. It was the opening theme song of the series Dawson's Creek, starring James Van Der Beek, which is why the actor makes a cameo appearance through the window.
Wrong set.
Number 32. In an alternative joke, Cindy says goodbye to Bobby by opening her nightgown and revealing that she has multiple nipples, just like animals.
Night, Bobby.
Number 31. The school teacher was played by Kelly Caulfield, who had previously worked with the Wayans family as part of the cast of the comedy show In Living Color in the early 90s. Heather, the enthusiastic and diligent student, is a parody of Tracy Flick, the co-protagonist of the 1999 film Election. This was the last movie in which actress Andrea Nemeth appeared. She currently teaches criminology at a university. Number 30. Two references to the 1978 film Grease can be found inside the school. First, a hand-drawn image representing the movie poster is visible on a wall. Later, two hearts with the names of the gangs T-Birds and Pink Ladies can be seen. Number 29. The journalist Gail Hailstorm parodies Gail Weathers, while Doofy is a parody of Deputy Sheriff Dewey, both characters from the film Scream. The special officer Doofy was played by comedian David Sheridan in his first major feature film role. Sheridan recalled that he showed up to the audition in character as Doofy from the moment he arrived until he left, never breaking character. Sheridan recalled, I met Keenan as the character. I did not break. I was in the waiting room as the character and then I walked in and did the scenes but messed it all up on purpose, literally walking up to him with my hands in his face like, high five. So then I left and I got a call about 10 minutes later and I had to pull over and go find a pay booth and they said, you've got to go back right now. They're freaking out. They think we sent in a guy that had learning disabilities. You need to go back and show them who you really are. He was cast immediately afterwards. Since Doofy turned out to be the killer, he also asked to play Ghostface himself, even though his face wouldn't be shown in those scenes. The director gladly accepted because it would save money. Number 28. Cindy sees Ghostface outside the school, imitating a scene from the classic horror film Halloween, in which the protagonist Laurie Strode sees Michael Myers for the first time. It is said that the Ghostface costume and mask used in this scene were the original ones from the Scream movies. Ghostface disappears after being thrown out the window just like Michael Myers at the end of the first Halloween movie. Number 27. Buffy was played by Shannon Elizabeth, who had risen to fame thanks to the film American Pie released in 1999. Her character is a parody that combines Helen Shivers from I Know What You Did Last Summer, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Tatum from Scream, played by Rose McGowan. She was given the name Buffy in reference to Sarah Michelle Gellar, as she was famous for starring in the successful series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Number 26. Lachlan Monroe played Greg Phillip, parodying Barry from I Know What You Did Last Summer. His last name was taken from actor Ryan Phillip, who played Barry Cox. Number 25. The participation of actor David L. Lander was a somewhat convoluted reference. He played Principal Squigman, who was given that name and hairstyle to reference the character Squiggy, a young greaser portrayed by the actor in the series Laverne and Shirley. This, in turn, was a parody of Fonzie from the series Happy Days, played by Henry Winkler, who portrayed the school principal in the movie Scream. The Schatz beer sign seen in The Office is a reference to the Schatz Brewery, where the protagonists of the comedy Laverne and Shirley worked. Number 24. In a deleted scene, Shorty read the cafeteria menu, which said same old and more same old. He then received food from various cafeteria workers, each one with a progressively more unpleasant appearance, until he was served by a strange creature. These signs and some of the workers can be seen in the background in the scene where Cindy talks to Ray and then meets Bobby. Number 23. When Gail is chased through the woods, she records an apology message to her cameraman Kenny's family, similar to the message in the 1999 film The Blair Witch Project. Another reference to this movie appears in the Scary Movie poster, where the iconic stick figure can be seen wearing underwear with little hearts. Number 22. During the romantic scene between Cindy and Bobby, there is a painful reference to a famous 1969 Tootsie Roll commercial.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
I've never done this before.
It's like sucking on a Tootsie Roll Pop.
I never could wait to get to the chewy middle.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Number 21. Brenda was played by Regina Hall, and her name is a play on the name of singer Brandy, who portrayed Carla Wilson in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Initially, the role of Brenda was offered to the singer, actress, and model Aaliyah, but she turned it down because she felt it could be perceived as a mockery of singer Brandy.
One time I got sent the script actually for Scary Movie, and they wanted me to play Brandy, and kind of do a parody of her, and I just, I actually liked the script. I thought it was really funny, but I didn't want anybody to take like I was disrespecting her in any way, so I actually didn't do it.
Number 20. The director allowed the actors to film 2 versions of each take. The first had to follow the script, while in the second they could improvise and create new jokes. According to actress Regina Hall, almost all of the dialogue Brenda says while annoying the other moviegoers in the theater was improvised by her.
Shh, back at you. Shh. I know you better get out of my face! Out of my face! Out of my face!
Number 19. In the movie theater that Brenda and Ray attend, the preview screen reads, "The following preview has been ass-proved for immature audiences only. If you can read this, you are too close. Pee-pee, poopy, boogers, farts, butthole. Rated I for immature. We thought it would be funny to put this here. Kiss our asses and take it off pause." Number 18. The trailer for the movie Amistad 2 is a parody of the 1997 film Amistad, where they parodied a scene similar to the trailer for the movie Titanic.
I'm the king of the world! Woo-hoo! I'm the king of the world! Woo-hoo!
In this trailer, director Keenan Ivory Wayans makes a cameo appearance. Number 17. When Buffy is left alone in the school locker rooms, Ghostface says "Red Rum," the iconic phrase from the film The Shining, which means murder, spelled backwards.
Red rum! Stop it! Red rum! Red rum!
Number 16. Buffy's original death scene was much bloodier, with Ghostface ripping her guts out while she continued to mock him in a sarcastic tone, parodying Tatum's death scene in Scream.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I'm ready! I'm ready! Help! Help!
Number 15. Cindy throwing various objects down the stairs, including her grandmother, is a parody of a similar scene in Scream 2, where Cece Cooper, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, throws a bicycle in an attempt to escape the killer. Ray being stabbed in the bathroom and Brenda's death parody the opening scene of Scream 2. Number 14. It is said that in the original script, there was a scene in which Laurie Strode was hiding in a closet and refused to let Cindy hide there while she was being chased inside the house. Jamie Lee Curtis was offered this cameo, but the actress turned it down because she did not want to make fun of her character. Number 13. While hanging out with his friends, Shorty mentions the famous line from the 1999 film The Sixth Sense.
I see dead people. I see dead people. Man, this shit is awesome!
Number 12. While fooling around with the other teenagers, Ghostface imitates the characteristic sound heard when the killer stalks his victims in the Friday the 13th saga.
Hey, you guys hear that?
Must be my imagination.
Number 11. The idea that the killer's mask would change expressions depending on the situation was director Keenen Ivory Wayans' idea, as it would make the scenes funnier by removing the tension from what was supposed to be a horror film. Number 10. In a deleted scene, a group of teenagers was watching the film Halloween, and Shorty explained the rules for surviving, parodying Randy's character from the film Scream.
Rule number 1, never party with white people, cause the killer gonna show up to the party and kill your ass.
Number 9. Marlon Wayans explained that during much of the filming, he was also working on the productions of Dungeons & Dragons and Requiem for a Dream. On one occasion when he arrived on set, his brother and director told him that during his absence they had not written anything for his character. It was then that Marlon came up with the scene in which the killer joins the group of teenagers to smoke and have fun. Number 8. After revealing to Cindy that he and Ray are the killers, Bobby mentions the films Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, the two main movies being parodied in this film.
Did Scream have a plot?
No.
Did I Know What You Did Last Summer make any sense? Don't think so.
Number 7. Ray repeatedly stabs Bobby and complains about the cancellation of the sitcom The Wayans Brothers.
The Wayans Brothers was a good show, man! And we didn't even get a final episode.
This was a television series starring Marlon and Sean from 1995 to 1999. Number 6. The sequence in which Cindy realizes that Doofy is the killer and drops the cup imitates the ending of the movie The Usual Suspects. While Doofy walks down the street, he changes his way of walking, lights a cigarette, and drives away from the scene just like the character in that movie. Number 5. At the end of the movie, Shorty films himself giving a final message imitating Randy in Scream 3, where he gives advice on how to survive a third installment even after having died.
If you're watching this tape, it means, as I feared, I did not survive these killings here at Windsor College.
If y'all watching this tape right now, that means I didn't make it. Snatch and run, y'all!
Number 4. During the movie, there are two moments that suggest the killer is Doofy. First, when journalist Gail Weathers approaches the police station to try to interview Cindy, the name Doofy can be seen written on a wall. This scene is a clever, literal pun on the idiom, "the writing is on the wall." And second, when Cindy receives a phone call while she is at Buffy's house, the killer can be heard saying, "No, it wasn't me," when the mother calls Doofy, who is in his room.
You got the wrong guy.
No!
Yep,
Doofy?
it's not Bobby. No.
Who is this?
Number 3. The idea for the film came from Sean Wayans, who came up with the concept of parodying horror movies, in particular the slasher genre films from the 90s starring teenagers. The first screenplay, titled Last Summer I Screamed Because Halloween Fell on Friday the 13th, was written by Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, Buddy Johnson, and Phil Bowman. This screenplay was purchased by Dimension Films, a subsidiary of Miramax Films, but they also bought another screenplay with a similar theme titled Scream If I Know What You Did Last Halloween, written by Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer. It is said that the reason for this purchase by Dimension Films was to prevent another studio from potentially releasing a similar movie at the same time. The production was assigned to the Wayans brothers, with Keenen Ivory in charge of directing the comedy. Number 2. Friedberg and Seltzer had experience in comedies, having written the screenplay for the 1996 film Spy Hard, starring Leslie Nielsen. Since Dimension Films had purchased both their screenplay and the one by the Wayans brothers, the Writers Guild of America gave writing credits to both groups, infuriating the Wayans brothers, who argued that none of Friedberg and Seltzer's work was used in the finished product. Despite their protest, their names were included in the credits as writers of the film's Scary Movie. Years later, the duo took advantage of this credit to promote the comedy Date Movie with the tagline, "From 2 of the 6 writers of Scary Movie." Number 1. Scary Movie was released on July 7, 2000, and was not well received by critics, who criticized it for its crude, tasteless, and boundary-pushing humor. Nevertheless, these elements made the film a huge success with audiences, grossing $278 million worldwide on a budget of just $19 million. Despite the promotional posters carrying the tagline "No sequel," 5 sequels followed in the subsequent years. Although the Wayans brothers were only involved in the first 2 parts of the saga, they will return for the 6th installment, scheduled for release in June 2026. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this one.